back.
Welcome.
Oh that's the most in sync we've ever done it.
Well, that counts. Counts for something.
Yeah, that's good.
204 cracks at it.
Yeah, we finally got it down, man. We're back.
What is it? It's 5,000 hours, right? Is that how long it takes to get good at something?
I thought it was 10,000.
Shit.
There's two of us, so maybe 5,000.
So we have to do 1,000. Wait, because each podcast is about an hour.
Yeah, including post-show banter.
Yeah. So we have to
About
do.
an hour. We got.
We have to do
that's
like.
Not hard to that's not hard math to figure out. That's
no. We have to do 10,000.
One for one.
Hey, hang on.
So 10,000 hours. We do 1 hour a week.
Let me spit this into the computer. Give me a second here. Now, if it's 1 hour podcast, God, all right. This and my taxes all in the same month.
Oi, 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 oi,
oi, oi, oi. So we have to do 10,000 podcasts before we get really good.
Yeah.
Damn, that's gonna be a long time.
But you know what they say? Getting there is half the fun.
It's about the journey.
It's about the journey, yes.
Not about the destination.
Yeah, once we get to episode 10,000, we'll call it quits.
We'll call it quits at episode 10,000. Wait, do you want to do some math? Are you smart? Figure out
find out how old we'll be.
Well, how old will we be at episode 10,000? So if we do 52 a year, is there 52 weeks in a year? Yeah.
Yeah.
52 a year. 50. Okay, so 10,000 divided by 52.
That's 192 years.
190. But we've already done 204 episodes.
Oh yeah. So yeah, you're right.
So really, it's
I don't know. Probably sometime next year.
8,900. All right, whatever. Yeah. I don't
know if our listeners want to hear us do that math.
They don't want to hear math from us. The same way you don't want to hear.
You know what they want to hear? On the count of 3, let's both say how big our penises are.
Okay.
1,
round
2, 3. Huge.
40. What?
You didn't do it. Oh, I misunderstood, Johnny. I misunderstood. Can I tell you? Let me ask you this before I get into just to tell you about my show. When is the last time you just ate a bag of dicks on stage?
Oh, not that long ago. I think really bad, like where it was not even fun for me. It's just like uncomfortable the whole way. I did this really small show in Portland, and I was like, it was like a Friday night, and I knew the kid who hosts it. I say kid, he's like 30 something. He's just younger than me. And I kind of like big timed my way on the show. I was like, yeah, let me do a spot, And I get there and it's light. There's this little beer bar and there's nobody in there. It's like maybe 8 people or whatever, but it's a small space and it's not going good. But I went up with so much confidence of like, it's not going good because these guys aren't that great. They don't know how to play to a small crowd the way I know how to play. Like I'm the master of playing. If anyone knows how to play a small crowd, it's me. Okay. And I ate it. So, and it's like you're expecting to not do great. So you've already like, it's okay. But then like all the savers aren't working. And then all the pointing out how it's not working is not working. And then it's just like, this is just bad. This is just uncomfortable. And now it's like, I pushed my way onto this show. I got to redeem it. I got to somehow show like I'm supposed to be a professional. There's all that layers of pressure to it. Oh, I don't even like thinking about it.
Yeah, I've never had one of those. That sucks. I cannot relate. I was just curious.
That sucks. Oh, you bastard.
No, that it was that private gig I did this past weekend. Oh my God. So I drove 5 hours to it. It's for like
Yeah.
a military, it's a military thing. So it's all military people. It's a big hotel banquet hall. There's like 300 people there. And it was just, I mean, I'm not passing the buck or making excuses, but it was
But
like, it was all the round tables, and they were serving, they were serving dinner and eating dinner during my thing.
which branch of the military?
Uh, Army and Air Force.
Oh, the worst too.
There was a bunch. There was a bunch there. There was a lot, but I liked it. I was there for, I don't know if they're the privates, like the people that the infantry or whatever, the like the not higher up people.
Yeah.
They were in a different ballroom doing
Yeah,
whatever.
you got the
So
grunts, the idiots.
yeah, the grunts. Yeah,
Yeah. Just
and
slopping down their food, hoping the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders would show up, but instead it's you.
it's Johnny Diener. Yeah, you know him from Dry Bar.
Yeah.
So I go up there,
They
and
love
I
dry
mean
bar
the guy.
when they're over there in the Middle East in their tents, and barely they have enough electricity to make their phones work. They're watching just dry bar clips. Just you and Jeff Allen and Brad Upton. They're just laughing their
Yep,
asses off there in the desert.
yep. That's we're who they do it for.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it was, I mean, it was just brutal. And I just was up there spitting out my act. And the worst part about those is like the guy like my contact that like basically hired me and was like, "Oh, this is gonna be great. I saw you, I thought it was so funny, and they're gonna love you." He's at the front center
Yeah.
table, and it's just like
They
it's
give
just it's just awkward.
yeah. They give up on you the quickest. The people who
Yeah.
booked you, I always find in that because I can relate. And I've
Oh,
like that's like every other corporate I do is like that. And then it's always the guy who books you or girl who books you who just gives up once they see it going south. All of a sudden, they find a reason to not be in the room. Well, there's some dishes. I better help.
I
Better
gotta
help with the
go to
parking. I heard there's a parking emergency, and they just get out of the room somehow.
Oh,
That's when
I
I
just I
played it the worst. Was that I talked about it, that casino one I did where it
oh
was
yeah.
for the casino workers though, and it was
Yeah.
just and they wanted the guy to dress up like Elvis, the open, and they didn't weren't going to
Oh
explain
yeah.
it or anything. But I I will say after that show, and this never happens to me after good shows,
Yeah.
but like four different people reached out on Instagram, found me on social media to say like that whole like, hey man, I actually thought you were good. I don't know what was wrong with everybody else. But like that never I never get that after good shows where people reach out like, oh, that was awesome. I can't wait to see you again. Like maybe they follow you. I don't know, but no one ever sends a message. But after my shittiest show, all these people took the time. So maybe
They're
that'll
worried
happen.
you're gonna kill yourself.
Yeah, that's what you have. That's what you need to build a fan base. You have to be borderline about to kill yourself.
Oh my God. The one thing that I thought, I was like, all right, I'll get some, I'll get some laugh here. And there's the guy that led the prayer. Like there's a guy, before the meal, the guy who led the prayer, some old guy. He goes up,
Yeah,
and I was like, oh, and he's like got a white hair and a white beard. So I was
yeah,
like, oh, I have a story, in my thing. I was like, oh, well, I got to be honest with you guys. I was going to tell a story about Santa Claus and talking to my kids about Santa Claus. Little did I know that Santa Claus himself would be
right.
leading us in prayer before the thing. And it kind of got a laugh, but
Yeah,
I realized in hindsight, it was too spot on. It was
yeah.
like he literally looked like Santa.
Like he
It was, it
he
was like, it was
does
like
that.
Claude. It was like Claude making the comparison of him to Beaker. It's like, well, yeah, of course. And I find out after the show, they're like, yeah, we call him Santa. That's because
Yeah,
he does that. He
yeah.
goes and dresses up as Santa. Here, look,
I was just
I
gonna
pulled it out.
say, people, if you look to, of course. Oh my God, yeah, yeah. Because that's
So
a
it's like, that's not even a
six.
joke.
When you look that much like Santa Claus, that's a six-figure salary. Like those guys, I read about it one time. Those guys make a ton of when you look that much because that real beard, white beard, and white hair. It's hard to find that.
Yeah.
So those guys make a ton of money, and I'm sure he does that on purpose to. So yeah,
Yeah. Oh, It
Whoops.
was just rough.
And you never got them, huh?
And
Army.
I even I mean, it was like, it was just one of those ones where I'm like on autopilot, and in my head, I'm saying my act and I'm looking at people and I'm just thinking, this is awful. I
Yeah.
hate this.
Yeah.
Comedy's supposed to be fun. This is
Right.
so terrible. That guy's eating. That guy looks mad at me. That guy looks bored.
Were you
And I'm
getting
just
like
saying my
titters or
joke.
was it just pure like pure
No,
no
I would get
reactions?
titters, but like the
Yeah.
right side of the room was just in full conversation. They
Right.
had
Right.
decided,
Right. Right. Right.
let's just talk instead. We're at round tables. So it was just like, it was brutal.
Yeah.
And then, but it was like, so then I get, I email the guy and I was like, hey, thanks for booking me. And then he wrote back like this apology. He like wrote
I
back an
know.
apology, like, oh, those guys, some of those guys are terrible. I apologize. I was just like, whatever.
That's what people don't understand. Like we don't want the apology. We don't want the pity. Just pay me. Let's just all
Yeah,
pretend it was better than it was.
right,
You
right.
know, you've learned a lesson here. Hopefully I've learned a lesson.
I clearly
Like,
haven't, because that will not be the last time I do a
no.
show like that.
Well, the lesson is your tolerance for pain is high enough for whatever they were paying you. Like, would you do it
Yeah,
all over again for the check, whatever it was? I'm assuming yes.
yeah. I mean, that
Knowing
was,
how bad it was going to be, would you just
yes.
do it again?
Yes, it would almost be easier, because then I could mentally prepare
Yeah.
myself. It's like
Yeah.
your bag of money scenario where it's like, yeah, I'd drive 5 hours, pick up
Pick
that
up
bag of money, and then come
$1,500.
back.
Yeah.
I have to stand there while people stare at me for a little bit. Sure. Oof.
But would you rather in that one? Okay. So in that scenario, you would have rather just picked up a bag of money than done the show?
Yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
of course. Would you rather not do a show or eat a show where
Um,
you eat a bag of dicks? Well, here's the question: Would I trade in some of the money for a
right.
better
How
show?
much? How much would you pay to
How
not have to
much?
do it? Like take $200 off your check to not have to do it? That's interesting.
200, I would.
You
200,
would.
I would. Anything more, then it's like, no, the money's too important.
Right. Right. Right.
And
Right.
anything less, it's like, well, what's it going to make a difference?
200, but I have to be able to deduct it from my taxes. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yes.
I get to do it as a write-off, but 200, but it's a
Yeah.
write-off. I've got taxes
Yeah.
on the brain, so obviously
I know.
if
I
any of you
always do.
listeners can think of more deductions for us, send them on in, please. Got to get
Please email
creative
them.
this year.
Yeah.
Leave a comment, 5-star review. Well, I'm sorry, buddy. How far did you have to go to bomb?
5 hours. It was five
Oh,
hours there.
5 hours.
And they
Drove home
didn't
that
put me in
night,
a room.
guaranteed.
Huh?
You drove home that
What'd you
night.
say? Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
You know what's funny is after the show, he was like, he's like, hey, great job. That was great. Hey, you got to stick around, enjoy the room, hang out, mingle, go to the courtyard. We're all going to be there. We got the Army rock band and they're really good. Check it out. Stay. And I was like, oh, okay, cool, cool. As I'm putting on my coat to get the hell out of there. Yeah, sure, sure.
He's just talking to like a silhouette of your
Yeah.
like a cartoon dust
The Homer
pattern of
Simpson
you.
cloud.
Yeah, the cloud. As you've did they was it a physical check or does he mail it to you or how was that?
No,
Did
it
you have to
was, yeah,
pick
I
up
had it
money
in hand. Yeah, I had it. It was a check
and you had to get
that
it
I
from
went
him
to my
after the
hotel
show?
room, mobile cash. Yeah, I had to get it from him and then left. Oh man.
I have a corporate gig in September for some classic car thing. And
Yeah.
the guy like it's one of those where it's like that's the part too where they really just lay it on about what the event is. And they're like, nah, you got this is a big deal. These people bring their Corvettes from all over the Northwest, and it's one of the biggest in the. And you're like, man, just what time is the show? Where and then he's like calling me, and you leaving. And he's like, hey, we need to talk. We need to talk. And I was like, oh fuck, now what? And so I call him back. He's like, yeah, you for your hotel. I didn't know. Do you want it for the night before? And this is like in the Tri-Cities, so it's 3 hours away drive for me. So I was like,
Yeah.
no, no. just the night of is plenty. Thank you. So, well, yeah, it's
Yeah.
just because the big event takes place during the day and it starts, in the morning. And I thought you could bring the family and you might, it's like, buddy, I don't give a shit about these cars. I'm really happy to do this. I hope people have a great time, but like, I'm not really a car guy, I don't know how to explain it
Ah,
to you. So I appreciate it, but I'm going to spend one more night in my bed, in my nice, comfortable king
yeah.
bed in my home with my family. And I don't know if I'm bringing my family to the Tri-Cities to look at cars and watch me bomb in front of a bunch of car people. It doesn't sound like a
Uh,
great time to me.
Dude, let me ask you this. If let's say if you did the military gig and
Yeah.
the guy is this, let's say it's like 6 months away, because this was booked quite a while out. And he was like, oh, bring your wife, bring your daughter. We'll give you a tour of this military shit. Well, we
Yeah.
could do, you know, helicopter rides and all this crazy stuff, and you can check out tanks. Like, would you consider doing that?
Uh well, yeah, I'd consider it. Just because the times where I've blown that off, there's been a few times I regretted it. And I was like, oh man, I should have brought, like, they weren't, it's like 50-50 when they really play it up to you, like, you should bring your family. This is going to be awesome. The food's
Yeah.
great. The hotel is amazing. We're going to show you a great time. If you like the spa, if you like golf, and half the time they're telling the truth. Half the
Yeah.
time they're like completely overselling it. And then you like feel like an idiot. So most of the time I just don't trust them. And if I know for a fact it's something I'd want to bring my family to because I've either been there before or heard firsthand from like comedians I trust, then maybe I'd do it. But for a military type thing, probably not, because I don't know. My wife doesn't give a shit about tanks. Maybe a helicopter ride's cool, I guess.
Yeah. Because like
Did
when you
they?
first booked it, I was like, oh, maybe yeah, that might be fun,
Yeah,
So I was like, yeah, okay, cool. He's like, you got to let me know because I have to give them, clearance and just their names and all that stuff. I was like, okay, yeah, we'll talk closer
yeah,
too. And then 3-4 weeks ago, he's like, hey, I need those names if you're coming, and I was just like, fuck it, I'll
yeah.
just get there before the show. And then I talked to him after the show, and I was kind of like, dang. I mean, now I mean, after the show, I ate a dick. I'm kind of glad, but like, he was
Right.
like, yeah, we could have taken it and he was like saying that they do these like, I don't know if it's like practice or if it's, but they take a jet up. They would take me up in a jet that like, in like Air Force One, how they refuel planes midair with jets.
Whoa.
Like he's like, we do that, and you can lay down on the bottom of the plane and look down like out a window, like
Oh shit.
down and see it refueling. And that I was like, holy cow, that would have been cool. I probably would have shit my pants, but
Yeah,
that seemed,
but not
maybe I
worth it.
misunderstood.
Not worth it if you bomb. Like, no matter how cool the experience is, if you have to do it the next day after they all
Oh
saw you
yeah.
bomb, it doesn't matter if they're like, "Hey, do you want to like go to the Taj Mahal, or we can rent it out and have a paintball match in the Eiffel Tower or whatever." You're like,
Yeah.
"No, no, 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 I'm good."
Yeah. No, I got a family emergency. I can't make it.
I Hey, do you want to like take the Mona Lisa and throw rocks through it? No, man, I gotta go back. I gotta get back.
Yeah.
But because when you, it's just so embarrassing. It's just such a, because it's just such a fine line. Like, the jokes are the same. That's what drives me crazy about comedy. It's like I'm doing the same. I'm bringing me, my face, my act,
Yeah.
the jokes, my
Yeah.
my attitude. It's almost always about the same. It's just like you guys are the variable here.
Yeah.
Your stage, your attitude, you know, the people, your intelligence levels, that's the variable. I'm the constant.
You hired me because you saw what I will be doing
Right.
in front of you. And
So it pisses me off when it doesn't go good. And then they're like, And then now I'm have to be ashamed to be around you. It's like you should be ashamed, you know, to be around me.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's not
And
the
they're
way it
like, "Oh,
works.
do you customize the show?" Like, "Oh, for the amount that you're paying me?" No, I don't
Oh,
at
I know. Yeah,
all.
yeah, yeah. I love that too. Can you write an entire new no, no,
You
no.
write an hour?
I'm doing a so I went to a my K through 8 elementary school has an auction every year, and I made the mistake of like 2 years ago of like donating
Oh,
performance. And I
no.
was like, part of me was like, I don't give any money to anything, any school or anything. And so I was like, all right, this is a way to give back something, you know.
Yeah, but you don't have to give back at all to anyone, Andrew. That's the
No, I
thing.
I know. It's like you've been getting away with it this whole time. No
Yeah,
one's
it's fine.
it's just
You're
fine.
on
You're
a
doing
roll.
great. In fact, you have more money because you haven't given back, not less. But so I thought, okay, this is something I can do. And then I was like, well, what's probably going to happen? Someone's going to buy it and then have no idea what to do. Like, how do you cash that in? You know, like maybe you have it at your
Yeah,
work or your business. I was like, maybe we'll do it on Zoom, you know? Like,
sure.
if worst case scenario, we'll do it on Zoom. But this guy, he's a friend of my parents. He's 90, he's like turning like 93, and he wants to have a big party in the school gymnasium.
Has this happened yet?
No, no, we just booked it. So not
Oh,
only do I have to
God.
go to my old school gymnasium, all right, where I had countless embarrassments
Yeah.
in junior high, then not only that, I have to bomb in front of like who knows, probably like 16 to 30 of this 90-year-old dude's friends. And
Yeah.
then it's in Seattle, so I have to drive up there, and then I have to not get paid.
Oh,
And it'll be people I know. It's like my parents will probably be, you know what I mean? It's like that group of people.
oh.
So it's gonna be
Oh, people
pretty
you know, how
brutal.
they find out? Like, is he going to advertise?
No, because he's like with the church and the that's
Uh,
connected to the school, and then there all these people with who are on the school board are tight. You know, my dad's stayed involved with the school board for, you know, most, so it's like they all know each other, and
do
it'll
you know
all
what he
be
ended up bidding on it, or do
no,
you get what the?
no. I almost don't want to know, but part of me does want to know because I'm like, God damn, this what would this gig have paid if like, can I get a
What
piece of
would be worse? What would be worse, to find out it was $10,000 or to find out it was like 35?
that? 35, 35. I would rather be mad I'm not getting anything than because one, I'm insulted if it's $35. And then two, I'm like, I was only $35 away from not having to do this. Like, could I give you 50 to just not show up, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh
So
man.
yeah, I'm not looking forward. And then we had a phone call, so I had to talk to this guy. And he's a nice, very nice guy, you know, friend of my family and stuff. So he kind of had like a amazing life. You know, he's like 90, like I said, I think he's turning 93 or 94. He still gets around. He still like lives on his own and stuff.
Yeah.
But he said the same thing. He was like, can you do like, you know, jokes about old people, or do you have a lot of jokes about old people? I was like, and I mean, like, I was like, it's not really how it works, but honestly, I'm sure it'll get addressed if I'm in the room and
Yeah.
it's all like you guys out there, it'll come up. Trust me.
Yeah. I won't be wearing a blindfold, sir, if that's what you're
No,
asking.
no, I try to be a little bit in the moment. We didn't talk about time, but I want to be like, yeah, most comedy shows are about like 7 or 8 minutes. So, you know, I'll probably do like five and see how it's going.
Huh?
Just completely lie. And what time do you think this party starts? What would you guess for a 90?
5.
Try noon. How about a good old fashioned
Oh,
noon
oh,
Saturday birthday party comedy
oh.
show where
Well,
everyone's not drunk.
Well, there you go. You don't ever have to donate money to anything ever again.
No, that'll be the
This is
last donation.
yeah.
But thank you to all our Patreon listeners. We really appreciate you.
You're the best.
You're the best.
Yeah.
Um,
Got any other pre-show discussion topics?
I don't think so. What about you?
I don't see any. I saw a guy you ever see people at the urinal in public bathrooms on their phone?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's weird, right? Do you ever do that?
I probably have done that. Yeah. You know when it
Oh
happens to
man.
me a lot is at like games, like a Seahawks game, because
You
you're
want to
not
keep
looking at your phone, during the game, and then you go pee, and then you have to pee for a long time because you've had like 6 beers. And you're just standing at the urinal forever, and you're like, oh, I'm
forever.
gonna.
Like how long's forever? But it's like a minute, right?
Yeah, I mean, minute and a half sometimes, but yeah. But then you're
I
just
just
like, I don't know. You're just like, I was like, what's, especially if the game's going on, you can keep track, or you can look up stats or
you just got your
check
dick in
stupid.
one hand and your phone in the other.
Yeah, yeah.
You might as well just go sit on the
Donnie,
toilet and take a dump.
I don't mean to get graphic, but that wouldn't be the first time the dick's been in one hand and the phone's been in the other. You make it sound like such a foreign concept.
Oh.
Yeah, use a stall. I
Yeah,
don't know.
really take your time, check all your media channels.
No, you can't do that at a game. Too big of a line. Yeah, so you saw a guy at the urinal with the phone and thought, what are we doing? It does
Yeah, I've
suggest,
seen it
like,
before.
can't there be one moment in your life when you're not checking your phone, be
That's not
present?
even the point. Like the point is just that like it's such a short thing.
You know what
Like it's
happens to
such
me a
a
lot? Is
what?
it sanitary reasons? Are you worried about the, like, hygiene of it?
I mean, I don't know. I don't care about his phone. I'm not. It doesn't affect my hygiene or
No, but I mean,
me
is
at
that
all.
gross to you? Would you not do it for hygiene
No,
reasons?
no. I mean, it's probably less gross than while you're taking a dump.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's a good
You got
point.
poop air
Poop
surrounding your
air.
phone.
Uh, but okay, so this happens to me a fair amount because when you're, and probably you too, like when you're traveling by yourself at the airport,
Yeah.
I don't know, like you strike me as like a more frugal guy, but I'm usually getting some sort of like coffee, or especially in the morning, like I'll get a coffee somewhere,
Yeah.
but then I'll have to use the bathroom. But you can't leave your coffee out. I mean, you have a
What do you
beverage,
mean?
so
Oh,
you
right.
you have to bring it in with you to,
Yes.
like, that feels like a faux pas, or wrong or
Oh, you mean
gross.
like to go pee and you
Yeah,
set it on the
yeah.
urinal?
You've got to just set it on. And people do that with beers at a stadium. That's like not frowned
Oh,
upon
yeah.
at all. Like there's beers everywhere. People are
Right.
taking different beers. They don't even know which one they brought in. They just grab one. Oh, that one's a little fuller, and they leave with that one.
Yeah. This one has pee and foam all over it. Yeah.
This guy pissed in his. Uh, but like, just to bring in a coffee into an airport bathroom, I feel like people look at you like, oh, Jesus, buddy, what are you doing? But it's like, I don't have a family to leave this with. I mean, I do have a family, but they're
Yeah.
not here with me, So
Yeah, I
what
don't
do I
know.
do?
That's less. That's more. And to me, in my mind, I would never frown on that. I'm like, well, yeah. What are you gonna do? I totally get that.
Okay.
I don't know. With the
Sometimes I'll
peeing,
leave it.
it's not even a sanitary thing. It's more like, oh, do do you check your Twitter while you're pouring the milk in your cereal? It's like it
Yeah.
takes fucking 30 seconds. Why you gotta,
Right. Yeah. It's sad. We're just addicted. I mean, I'm guilty of it too. I'm just addicted to this stupid phone. But I have caught
why?
myself doing it. But I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop looking at my phone at urinals. And I'm just going to concentrate on my piss hitting the back of that urinal. That's what
Right.
I'm going to think about now, from now on.
All right,
The
good.
world will
See,
be a better
we're
place.
growing.
I'm
All
growing.
growing. And what should I do? Now, what should I do to grow that you recommend?
Uh,
Hmm.
well, let's see. Let's find out. Let's do topics and let's see
Man, let's
where you have
find
a
some.
chance to grow. I
Okay.
I was just gonna say sometimes I'll leave my coffee on the so instead of bringing it to the urinal, I'll leave it on the like a ledge near the hand washing. Like
Like
I'll
by on
leave
the
it
sink, like
there
the sink
on the
counter.
sink. Yeah, on the sink counter.
Yeah.
Then I'll go pee, come back to it. Like somehow that seems cleaner to me.
Yeah. Especially, yeah, you keep it in eye shot within eye shot.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
within eye shot for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All
That's
right.
good.
Yeah.
That's
That's
growth
good. That's
too.
great. Yeah. A lot of growth.
A lot of growth here.
A lot of growth.
All right. Should we get
Oh,
topics?
can I just give you
Oh,
an update real quick? This is just an update because I think we've talked about it. The Carvana car.
yes.
I've been,
Oh yeah, we should
it,
have led with this.
the week has been miserable. We still don't, I don't, still don't have the car. It's been miserable. It's said it's third place. And I've been on the phone with Carvana, the
Yeah.
shop. The shop's been great. They're on our side, but the Carvana and the Carvana's warranty company, Silver Rock, just nonstop. Me trying and talking, asking to talk to whoever, and just they are just being, you know, just tight with it. And I'm trying to take control. I'm trying to do this. I don't want this to be Aaron's problem. And finally, I was like, okay, what do you take a turn? Now you're on spring break, so you have your days free. First day,
Oh
first
no.
day, she
No.
texts me and she's like, hey, uh, I got them they're going to take care of it. They're going to pay for it and it'll be ready in 2 days. I'm just like, what? Are you fucking kidding? How do you do that? She's like, yeah, as I called and I said, I had my timetable. I had all of our soul story we've gone through. She was like, let me put you on hold to talk to my manager, see what we can do. I said, nope. You know what? Let me talk to your manager. I don't want to get on hold. We've been on hold all week. I'll talk to your manager. She talked to the manager, explained it, blah, blah, blah. And they're covering it now.
I hate to say this,
Ridiculous.
but white women,
I guess so.
they're
She even
undefeated.
said that she's like, I put on my Karen. I put on,
Yeah.
no offense to your mom, but she said, I put on my haircut, my pixie haircut, and I Karened her.
I mean, just when you hear that manager thing, and like even when you're using it correctly, because that is she sounds like she was very respectful, but just once a white woman says manager, just the world opens up to you.
But I mean, the last calls I had with them, I was just like, I put it on I was like, I need to talk to someone. If you're not able to help me, I need to talk to someone that can help me.
See,
And
this
this
is
girl's
why
like, there's no one else.
this is why
And
white
what am I going to
dudes
say? Yes, there is.
this is why white dudes vote for Trump. You know, it's because you've been white dudes on the phone with Carvana just stomp down. You will pay. Your time is over. You say, but white women call, and the door is opened. And so, see, then they're like, oh no, society still works. We can keep voting for normal people for president.
Right. But here I am. So you're saying guys like me, we're like, we need to flip the whole system
Yeah, the whole
and
system
cause chaos. It's not working.
So what if he's crazy? Maybe the whole system's crazy. At least he's gonna
we need to reset.
expose everything. All these Carvana fucking perverts and yeah. See, that's exactly it. That's it right there. But I'm glad it's being taken care of though. That's good.
But I painted her into a corner. I'm like, so wait, listen. Your company, your warranty company is telling me you won't cover that because you're saying it's cosmetic, even though it's not. The water is coming inside the car, and she's like, well, you didn't trade it in for 7 days. You had 7 days. I said we didn't have the car for 7 days. It was sitting in the third shop. We didn't even have the car.
Yeah.
You guys extended it, and it was still in the shop. So you're just telling me that I'm kind of screwed. Is that basically what you're saying? And she was just like, I'm so sorry. I don't know what else to do, sir. And then that's what's funny is like when you get to the end of these conversations where you're yelling at them and they're not budging, they always have to end the call with, okay, well, is there anything else I can help you
Yeah.
with, sir?
And then I
Are
never,
you
that's
fucking
so
kidding me?
funny. That's so funny
It's
because I always go, whenever they say that, I'm like, yeah, there is. Solve the problem that I called about.
yeah.
What do you mean? Is there
Anything
anything
else?
else? You haven't done anything. Try doing the
Right.
thing before you worry about anything else.
Right.
Yeah, I love that. Oh my god, I've
Yeah.
yeah, a million times that's happened to me, and I've always just not ended it there.
Ugh,
Airlines
hate
will
it.
do that. They'll go, okay, so your flight's canceled and there's no refund, but is there anything else I can help you with today? No, that was the biggie. That was the main thing on my mind when I called. You know, it wasn't really nothing else is
It wasn't
jumping
the
to
leg
mind.
room.
Yeah.
Ugh. Yeah.
Well, they aren't getting shit done. I like it.
You're getting shit done, man.
What about your health? Did you get can we get a Johnny Bean or
Oh,
health
that's
update?
sure. That's a great question. That leads me into my topic, okay?
Oh, perfect. Perfect.
Now this would be violating HIPAA if it wasn't me that I was talking about.
Okay.
Uh but,
Okay.
but it
I
is.
think we're covered there.
So I can expose this. So my topic, we'll just say this. My topic is that I think they need to, and when I say they, I don't know who I'm talking about, the government, whoever runs the internet. They need to remove WebMD from the internet and all like
Yeah.
medical research websites from the internet. I'm proposing, because that's very unrealistic. So I'm proposing that, like, if you go to medical school or you're studying medicine to become a doctor, they give you a password or something, and you can
Ah,
use the
yeah.
password, and then you can look in those sites because there's just there's no reason that a person like me should be able to look up and find out what a cystoscopy is, uh, which is what I have to look forward to in my future. Do you know what a cystoscopy is, Andrew?
No, I've never heard of it, I don't think.
That is where they put a camera up your dick hole.
Oh, okay.
look, look in your bladder.
Okay. All right.
I so it all came
Now
about.
wait,
There was
is it just a one camera shoot or are they going in through the asshole too to get crowd reactions? You know,
it's a
in
two
case you
camera
do
angle. Yeah.
in
They're
case you
gonna
do
do the
some
they're gonna do the straight on
crowd
shot,
stuff.
and then they're going
Yeah.
up the asshole for the side black and white dramatic,
Right,
you
right.
know.
To get in case you do some like audience interaction or something. Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
wait, why? So that's what the test results suggested you needed to have your bladder
Well,
looked at?
I had to do I had blood in my pee, microscopic amounts, but
Okay.
it was considered significant amount because it's like so many red blood cells, and it's not in there anymore. I don't have it anymore, and so I had a urology Zoom appointment, which I didn't understand going into that. Why am I having a urology appointment that's over Zoom?
They're like, "Can you
You
put the
know,
camera up your dick yourself? We want to do this over Zoom."
can I just open the hole and put it up to the webcam there and you look in
Yeah.
there? I'll try to straighten it out.
What if I press my dick really hard against my laptop? Can you see
Can
in?
we just do that? But it was because and I even told her because she told me about the cystoscopy, and I was like, is that, oh my God. I about fell out of my chair. But I was like, is that, I'm a little worried. Is that painful? And she was like, is a woman. So first of all,
So she doesn't
you're not
know.
gonna get sympathy. You're not gonna get sympathy from a woman for
Right.
anything penis related at all.
Right.
But she was like, it's, it's not comfortable, but I don't think I would say it's painful. It's just, I
She
don't,
doesn't know.
discomfort. Yeah, she doesn't know.
You can't
She doesn't
trust
have
a
a
woman
penis, as far as I
about dick hole pain.
know. But it's because I looked at it. She was like, "Well, we're going off the P sample that was submitted on the 12th or whatever." And I went on my Nike Run Club app and I looked at the 11th, and I had run like 8 or 9 miles on the 11th, and I hadn't run a lot lately, but like before that. And when you like do a
Yeah. Yeah. You piss
intense
blood.
exercise,
Your
that's
kidneys.
common to have like microscopic blood in your urine after an intense workout. And I told her that. I was like, "Oh, I just looked this up," and she kind of laughed. She was like, Yes, that's true. That could be the cause, but still, we just to be safe, we have to, cover our bases." It's like, oh, you know what? Tell you what. How about I just
How
take the chance of dying from whatever this is, and you keep all cameras out of my
What if
dick?
you die on the table with the camera up your penis? They're like, this has never happened before, but we've had a complication and we can't
Oh,
remove the camera.
you
Uh,
laugh, but I have been nonstop thinking, like, what if one of the tiny screws just comes undone, and it's like one of those things where it goes in, but it won't come out, and you're
yeah.
like, "Oh, it's caught on something."
Yeah. And
I'm
then you
gonna be
just have
like,
to
"Make
walk
sure it's
around for a
fucking
while with
smooth."
the,
Yeah. I have to have like their
well, what,
equipment on one of those fucking
oh my God,
tables with wheels.
I have so many, you're doing set still. You're like, you might be wondering why I have this machine attached to my penis. I'll get to that sort of in the middle of my set. It's new material. Anyway, my name's Johnny Beaner.
That's kind of a funny name.
I'll get to the machine on my dick in a second. I have prepared material. Thank you.
Yeah.
I have so many questions. One, what kind of like can they knock you out for this or
That's what
numb
I
you
said.
or
That's what I asked. I want to, but they said, "Oh, they use lidocaine jelly. They use lidocaine numbing jelly." That's trust me, it's not gonna
not gonna be
it's not
enough?
gonna be it's not gonna do the trick.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my god. I just
Yowzers.
I might be a no-show that day. Like, oh, he
What
got
is this
cold dick.
even?
He got
What
cold dick. Ah.
they just never had anyone show up for this appointment. This is just what they do when they're like, man, this guy's costing us a lot of money. Like they're looking at the health insurance fees and like how much you're like, we gotta get this guy off the books. Let's just schedule him for some dick hole cameras
Yeah,
and he'll just
yeah.
quit coming.
He'll stop
What
showing
do
up.
they even think they're gonna like? What's worst case? Like what do they have to look for? Like what would be the thing
I
that
don't know. That's a good question. So I went in. I had to go in for a CT scan where they do my bladders and kidney, and they're looking. And she explained it. She's like, "Well, that's basically looking at 50% of it. But with a CT scan, you can't look inside the bladder, and so to cover the other 50%, we have to go in, and
hey,
that's
how
where
about
your
we
camera goes."
you know
I
what would
like
be
those odds. 50%. I
50%
like
is pretty
those
good.
odds.
And how about we just like, I don't know, make these CT scans, I don't know, 50% better. They're already x-rays. They're already looking through like couldn't we just increase the amount that they look through
Yeah. Or how about tell you what? How about I get another CT scan, and
from the ass
that's the
side?
other
If you're
50%.
going 50% in this way, why can't we go 50% in the other way?
Yeah.
What if I flip
Uh,
over?
and it's all
No,
for like it's not like it's like, oh, we found something, we have to do it. It's like, well, to be safe. And she even
right.
said that. She's like, well, we don't want to overlook anything. That'd be worse to overlook something. I'm just like, I don't know if that would be worse.
Yeah.
Ugh. Because and the reason that's my topic, and I should never have done this. I realize this, but I looked up cystoscopy. And first
Yeah.
of all, it's most of them are cartoons. Little cartoon drawings, like diagrams.
Oh, okay. I was
But
gonna say I don't
but
remember that
okay,
on Looney Tunes.
I don't remember reading that on my
This
Bazooka Joe.
coyote getting his big dick hole camera thing from Acme, going, "This'll catch." Finally, get that Roadrunner.
But there's like you do image, and then occasionally you see a dick with a camera tube sticking out of it, and I'm just like, I got to be put out for that. I'd rather get it. Honestly, I'd rather get another vasectomy. I'd rather get two more vasectomies. Ah,
Well, was the vasectomy painful?
like, yeah, of course it was. They cut the fucking wires in my dick.
Yeah, but did they put you out for that?
No, that's another one. That's another one you're not going to get sympathy
What
from women
is there
on.
like a national shortage of like gas to put people under? Like, would it be so bad to just put me to sleep for this stuff?
I know.
You know?
That's what I'm gonna, yeah, I gotta make a stink. I'll be like, I'll pay the difference. Just put me out.
Oh, I can
Oh
feel
God.
the
I know. Fuck.
yeah.
I'd rather have him touch my eyeball or cut that
I
thing under
wonder
my tongue.
how big could it be? It must be
I
so
don't know. What if you
small
have
though.
like what if you have a tiny like what if your pee hole's too small?
Yeah, I have a little urethra.
Yeah.
I have a little urethra. I have a big dick. I have a little
Yeah. Oh,
urethra.
you know I got a big dick.
You know,
I
but
have a
I got
really
a
small
big dick.
dick.
But I got a little urethra, you know? He's a little one.
I don't think it's gonna work.
Could you bring your smallest camera that day? No, wide angle lenses, please. They must have heard every fucking joke. I mean, just
Yeah.
every joke.
I'm not gonna be in the mood to be cracking jokes. I'm just gonna be crying and angry.
What day is this happening? We got to do the
He,
podcast
so I had
while
the
it's
appointment. I had
happening. Patreon
what?
live episode
Yes.
while it's happening. Just you screaming.
That's what I should do is I should hit record on my phone and just keep the audio. So you just hear ow 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 ow.
And then
Can you
you're,
take
oh,
that out, please?
wait a minute.
Hello. Can I be alone
Hello.
with this camera for a minute? Oh,
Man.
have you ever heard of sounding?
No.
Have you heard of docking?
That's like a sexual thing, right?
Yeah, they both are.
What is I've heard of docking, but I can't tell you what it is.
Like docking would be if, like, let's say you and I, we stand belly button to belly button, okay?
Okay.
And one of us would have to have a foreskin. And so we'd go penis head to penis,
Okay.
and then you unroll your foreskin over the other guy's penis. So it's like a docking bay.
That's what it is?
Yeah.
Oh. See, I would never have guessed that. Oh, I was thinking of soaking. Have you heard of soaking?
Oh, no. What's that?
That's where I think. See, I'm so obviously behind the terminology here,
You're
but
so behind the
I'm
times.
behind the times.
Oh, yeah, I know.
But that's where like if you're like I think Mormons or people who are like really trying to wait for
Yeah.
sex, but they come up with all of these insane workarounds, loopholes. So this is where you like literally you just put your dick in the lady's vagina, but you don't move. So you just like let it sit in there.
That seems
And then
very
that's it.
silly.
Yeah, but it's like you're like, well, technically it's not, we didn't have sex.
But you did. That's like the opposite. It's like, well, we didn't enjoy it, but we
Right.
fucking did what we weren't supposed to.
You know, I don't make the rules, Johnny. I'm just reporting the
Yeah.
news.
So sounding,
And I might be wrong.
I just found this out. Sounding is where men. This is awful, and you know what? It's awful, but it's less awful than what's going to happen to me. It's they
Yeah.
take a glass pipe or a glass tube or some sort of material tube, and they stick it in their dick hole for sexual pleasure. I don't know if I'm leaving a part out or not, but apparently that's.
I was just like, how do they get to sounding? You know, like what does it
I don't know.
sound? I thought you were gonna be like they put like a wine glass near their dick and go ding. It's just like the vibrations
Yeah,
create a
no,
sensual.
that makes
No,
more sense, but
or
no.
maybe you use your dick on the wine glass to make like you flick it
Oh
at
yeah, you just kind of yeah, you
bing. Yeah.
along the rim, you
Or
kind
yeah,
of play
along the rim.
songs. You put different levels of water in the wine glasses, and then you play jingle bells with
And
your
you're
dick head.
pissing in each one to raise the level or lower the level. That's sounding.
Yeah,
Where do they get these
yeah.
names?
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
who has these names?
I had the appointment yesterday, the Zoom appointment yesterday. They're like, they're going to call you to schedule it. He calls me today and he's like, hey, is this John? Okay. I'm calling to schedule, but I'm calling because we have no availability before, like she wants it to get done within a certain window of time. And we have no availability before then. So we're putting you on the list to call you when something opens up and someone
Oh,
cancels.
you get a fallout.
Yeah, I got a fallout. So
Even with dick camera procedures, we're the fallout people. We can't just
right,
be on the calendar. Hey, we'll keep you in mind in case somebody drops out. Jesus, when is this career gonna pick up?
right. I was like, well, that seems like a silly phone call to tell me, but okay. So I don't even have it scheduled, but I could get, any
Any
day
day.
I could be like,
You're like
hey, tomorrow, be ready.
you're like
Oh,
Superman. You just have to keep your you have to
God.
just always be vigilant. God,
Yeah.
that is torture that you don't even know the day. Every day you wake up could be the day that someone puts a camera in your pee hole.
Yeah.
That could be tomorrow, dude. It could happen to you tomorrow.
It could.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
You
I
got
gotta
to do
find a
it though.
way.
You got to do it one for your health, but mostly for the story. We got to hear about it.
Uh, but if I can convince them to put me out and I like pay,
No, 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 no. I take that back because you'll have less recall.
that's the
I
plan.
know, but we need it. We need the content.
Okay.
So you got to
Oh
do it.
God.
Take one for the team.
All right. I'll try to video it.
Yeah. Well, they're
Maybe
gonna
I'll just ask them
they're gonna
maybe I'll ask
video
them
it.
for the footage.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to video it.
Can you Dropbox that to
It'll,
me?
it'll be a picture in picture. One, my face just going, ah, and the other is just into my dick.
Just your perfectly healthy kidney.
Oh God.
Or what do
Yeah.
they look?
So, all right.
Where? How far do they go? I don't
In
understand.
my
Within
bladder.
your
My
bladder.
bladder.
Your bladder. Okay.
Yeah, the inside of my bladder.
Everyone's like men don't understand like female anatomy and like make fun of men because like, oh, you don't even know the vulva, you don't even know the, you know, uterus, you don't know the
Yeah.
difference between the
You don't even know the
clitoris and
butthole.
the butthole. But then like I want to tell them like, but I also don't know male anatomy. I don't know that, you know what I mean? Like where the bladder starts and the kidney begins. I couldn't tell you like, you know, how most of that shit works.
Yeah, exactly. They said, "Oh, you have stones in your gallbladder." But
Dude.
we're not concerned about that. That's not a concern. All right, if you don't care, I don't care, I guess. I was worried about
But
kidney
that
stones.
kidney stones,
Kidney
because then you
stones,
have to
they say,
piss
is
those.
worse than childbirth.
You know
I
what?
know.
You know what you have to do? I think you just need
What's
to
that?
widen your, you just got to start widening your urethra. Just every day,
Oh, Jesus.
it's like just do a little bit every day. Like Andy Dufresne breaking out of Shawshank. He didn't
Yeah,
dig that whole tunnel in one day. Just chip away
that's
at it
right.
every
You're
day.
right.
Stretch it out a little bit because you got these kidney
No,
stones coming too. So you're gonna have a lot of pee hole activity going on. So you want a wider tunnel.
yeah, I need a wider tunnel. That way, when I do have the procedure, my doctor's gonna be like, all right, let's see what we got here. And he's gonna look up and be like, oh, nice work.
Yeah.
Nice work.
He's like, man, I've never
Yeah.
slid it in this easy before.
Yeah. Usually I have to like slide it in from the outside, but I'm just going ahead and reaching in and putting it where it needs to be with my hand.
I'm using two hands here. Hello,
Oh,
hello, hello.
oh, oh God. Oh God. Oh
Uh,
God.
Yeah, kidney stones are very scary to me too. Because there's a Seinfeld where Kramer gets a kidney stone and he's like in the most pain of anyone you've ever seen. Remember that one? And he screams and he makes the guy in the circus fall off the tightrope.
No, I don't. I've not seen that one. Ugh.
Well,
All right, all right.
okay.
Your turn.
Dude, I gotta look up my. This has been so engrossing. I have to look up my topic here. It's going to
Ooh.
fail to. Oh yeah. Okay. You want a sport? There's a sports report to wrap things up.
Yes.
Are you? So you're not really a sports guy, but are you a boxing guy at all? Do you ever watch boxing?
I don't think I've ever seen boxing outside of Rocky.
Okay. Well, there's now boxing is like really. It's never been like. It's always struggled with like legitimacy. There's always been like fixed fights but now it's so crazy. Like this Jake
I didn't know
Paul.
that.
Yeah. So this Jake Paul guy is
Oh yeah, he's like gonna beat or he's gonna fight Mike Tyson, right?
that's exactly what I want to talk about. So he's gonna fight Mike Tyson is 57 years old, and he's gonna
How old is the other
box
guy?
like 20 in his 20s or something.
Okay.
Maybe he's in his 30s. I don't know. But the point is that Jake Paul guy's not like a real box. I mean, he's a real boxer in the sense that like he boxes, but like he was never ranked nationally. He didn't come up as he was a YouTube guy who they just like got into boxing and used his fame to promote fights. And he would always fight people who were like adjacent to boxing, but not really at the height of their powers. And now like
Okay.
he's fighting Mike Tyson, but he's fighting like a 57-year-old version. So like, are you really fighting Mike Tyson? Like, could we beat up Mike Tyson at this point? I don't know. Like, at what age could I beat up Mike Tyson? When he's 70?
That's
Could I
like
take him?
that's like the plot of the Rocky Balboa, where it's like the young guy and Rocky
Yeah.
in his prime,
Right, right, right,
right?
right, right, right. So then he actually
But he's
so
not in
maybe
his prime.
maybe Mike Tyson will like beat him up. I don't know what's gonna I honestly don't know what's gonna happen. Because to me, 57 seems pretty old. I don't know. But what I do know is that they've been each of them have put out videos that always end up in my Instagram feed, even though I
Yeah.
don't follow either of them training. And so Jake
Okay.
Paul is like running and punching, and people are like, and he's dodging punches, and it looks really cool. And he's like, they're showing how buff he is and lifting weights. And then it's like Rocky that way. It's like training montages. And then they show
Yeah.
Mike Tyson and like, oh, you really want to mess with me? Watch this. And they're showing him getting all tough and ready for the fight. And this is, I guess, with the idea of intimidating the other boxer to show like, dude, don't even bother showing up, or you better be ready because
Right.
I'm the strongest I've ever been.
Yeah.
And who knows how much of this is all for show? Maybe it's all a fake thing. But if it were real, let's just say it were real. What I need backup
Yeah.
on is if I were a boxer, I would not show videos of me getting super buff and getting really strong. I'd be just like on the couch eating a Snickers. I'm not going to train for this thing. I don't even have to train. I'm going to beat this guy easy. I want to lull them into a false sense
Yes.
of easiness. I don't want to make them like, oh fuck, I better go run 10 miles tonight because this guy's running 10 miles. I want them to just think, hey,
Oh,
he's not training. Why do I have to train?
I
They're going about it all
totally agree.
backwards.
Oh yeah. That's the most logical thing. Yeah, that's where I thought you were going. That's totally what I would do too. I totally agree.
Like you should be releasing like laziness videos, just like you
Yeah.
going to Taco
Eating
Bell.
Snickers. Yeah.
Yeah, like someone punching you and you're just going, ow, ah, God, that was hard. Jeez. What, dude?
That hurts so
You hit
bad.
me right in the
God.
shoulder, you fucking idiot. God. And just can't everyone go. We're done. We're going home. Ooh, get some ice.
Yeah, that's my bad shoulder
That's my
too.
bad shoulder. If anyone punches me there, we know the fight's over. Don't punch me in the one spot. My one week. Yeah, like really lay it on thick.
Yeah. But I mean, when you look at the two, doesn't isn't Mike Tyson like a fucking big beast, and this guy's
Yeah, but you can
not
see
quite as big?
like Mike Tyson's a beast. He still looks incredible. As for 57, obviously he looks amazing, but he's still 57. I can't get
Yeah,
over that. Like I you know, and I think
yeah,
these Jake Paul fights are like carefully choreographed because he's a YouTuber at heart. He's not really like a competitor. So I think they
yeah.
do these, and then everyone will buy the pay per view, hoping that Mike Tyson can just beat the shit out of him, probably. And he knows the dance and can stay away, and maybe they'll try to make it look interesting. But I do think it's like very fixed and phony.
When is the fight?
I don't even know. So they're not doing a great job of promoting because I've seen like a million of their videos, but I can't tell you when it is. And I won't buy it. I won't pay for it.
How much does it cost to buy one of those?
It's usually like $60 or $70, I think.
How do you do for pay per view? Is that even a thing anymore? Like, how would
Yeah,
you?
well,
Because
just
I didn't
for
have
like
cable growing up. How does that work?
only for fighting and for wrestling. That's all I remember anyone, and I think that's all that's ever worked for pay per view.
Like, is it going to be on like if you have an Apple or how? Like, how are they?
I don't even know how you get it. I don't know if you get it through your cable company or you get it through YouTube. If you can buy it through any of the streaming services, I don't know how it works. I've never ordered a
Huh.
pay. We ordered a pay per view one time when I was a kid. My parents were gone, and that was like the big thing. Is like we had a babysitter, but we are gonna get the Royal Rumble, and I was really into wrestling.
Yes.
So we bought the Royal Rumble and we got pay per view. But they had like the old, remember the cable box?
The
Like
what?
the cable box, and it had like the red digital
Yeah.
numbers on what channel you were.
Yep.
So we had one of
Yeah.
those, and you ordered the pay per view through that.
Yeah.
But um, that's all I remember. I don't, you know, that
Huh.
was the last time we ordered a pay per view. But I was here. There's some people who say this guy John Skipper, he was the ex head of ESPN, and he was saying he thinks the
Yeah.
Super Bowl will be pay per view one day because like
Oh,
he's like it's the one thing where everyone just has to watch, and people are gonna would buy it. He's like, why wouldn't they make it pay per view? I was like,
yeah.
but
But I mean, what?
I think Congress would. I honestly think that's one thing where like it would get political. Like I think like senators would step in and go, no, you get tax breaks. The NFL is like a
Yeah.
institution. It's got to be on like free TV. Because even if they put it behind a paywall, that like let's say it's not pay per view, but they put it like on ESPN Plus or Disney Plus or HBO Max or something, right?
Yeah.
Even then, I think people would go, you can't do that. That's a Super Bowl. That's like putting like the 4th of July on a you know
Yeah.
paywall or something like the 4th of July
The
fireworks.
number, yeah, the numbers would just fucking plummet. I mean, yes, it's an event, everyone, but when you compare it to the free,
Yeah,
you can't have commercial. You can't have, first of all, you can't have commercials if they're
they
paying for the
could,
Super.
they do that though. They have commercials for these streaming
Oh my
sites
God,
now.
I would fucking murder. No way.
Yeah, you say that, but people put up with a lot of shit.
I know I pay for Peacock and I get fucking commercials. God damn it. Fucking
Yeah, see,
pisses
there
me
you
off.
go. You guys pay for Peacock, but
Super
then
Bowl?
do you have regular cable or you don't have regular cable, right?
No,
No. Okay.
no cable. No, no, no.
Okay. Well, you're backing me up.
Yep. Oh, totally.
That's it. Thank you
That's it, folks. Get
for listening.
lost.
Goodbye.
Two.
That's enough.
No,
Thank
where do you want to date? What do you got to
Oh,
plug?
I'm plugging my same dates, and it's almost time for you to start telling your posse. April
Oh,
18th,
okay.
Omaha, Nebraska, Backswing Brewing. I'm going to give the actual venues this time. April 19th, the Shawnee Aztec Theater, Kansas City. April 20th, Lincoln, Nebraska, in at the Bourbon Theater. And then Wichita, Kansas, Barleycorns, April 21st. Buy tickets.
Nice. Do you ever do the Omaha Funny Bone or have you ever done it?
No,
No. Okay.
no.
All right, I'm going to plug April 20th, Delafield, Wisconsin, and that's at the I don't know, the Legion. And
Just
then
the energy you put into these inspires me to go back.
I
I
before
know
we
that.
started, I was like, I've got to know these places. I got to know and I don't. Oh, and then the 26th, April 26th at Nazianz, Wisconsin. That's the name of the city, which I never heard of, but it's the Meets Opera House. Meets Opera
Ooh,
House
an opera
in
house.
Saint Nazianz, Wisconsin.
Well, bring your opera glasses, folks, and see Johnny Beaner, Phantom of the Opera. Okay, that's it. Thank you, everybody, for listening to
Bye, gallery.